So apparently this just recently happened on Fox News. Now I've looked at Fox News way, way, way in the past, and don't get me wrong, Gutfield is pretty relaxed. He tells unfunny jokes. Sometimes here and there he gets a little bit extra, but for the most part, it's pretty chill on the Fox show, right? They're sanitized compared to other shows like other news networks that even though they're not telling jokes, the shit they say is pretty extreme. Anyway, right now it is saying we are not hearing the both sides bullshit anymore, which I'm just gonna sit here and say, pretty good. Let's get it.
Yes, we don't need it. What is interesting here is why is only this happening on the left and not the right? That's all we need to know.
What about
There's
Vance
absolutely no
What
cognitive.
about Melissa Hortman that we just
Okay, you want to talk about Melissa Hortman? Did you know her name before it happened? None of us did. None of us were spending every single day talking about Mrs. Hortman. I never heard of her until after she died.
I ain't gonna lie to you. When Gutfeld clapped his hands like that, I saw an angry black woman. Like I understand that you got white women that they talk with their fucking hands and they bat shit crazy. When you see a black woman clap her hands like that, for some reason I saw a black woman. Understand she wants to go scorched earth on you. You're like 3 steps away from violence, physical harm to your body.
Melissa Hortman, did you know her name before it happened? None of us did. None of us were spending every single day talking about Mrs. Hortman. I never heard of her until after she died.
Doesn't matter.
Don't play that bullshit with me. You know what I'm saying is there was no demonization, amplification about that woman before she died. It was a specific crime against her by somebody who knew her. The same. Now you could bring up Josh Shapiro, but then you will not bring up, for example, that was a pro-Palestine person.
And here's the thing, and this is the thing I need you guys who listen to my channel need to understand. For the good whites out there, and you guys are in the majority, you understand that this is a problem. You don't let race dictate you. You just want the shit to stop. You're good people. For the bad whites out there who all of a sudden pretending that they're being masked off, or maybe they're pretending that they're being radicalized, or maybe now is the time for them to mask off. Because let's be real here, the KKK didn't just fucking disappear. Nazis didn't just fucking disappear. They just went into the shadows, but now they're feeling emboldened to get a little bit more comfortable with their bullshit. Whites are the ones that are doing this. Whites are the ones that commit extreme acts of fucking violence. They are the ones who are in the streets overwhelmingly supporting terrorist groups such as Hamas. On these colleges, as they've been indoctrinated on these colleges, and they're indoctrinating other people by proxy. Whites are doing that. In fact, yes, for every black person or every weirdo in the LGBT, which overwhelmingly is white, and I gotta keep saying it, right? Because you gotta keep the tabs on these individuals. You gotta make sure you gotta put the boots to asses. For every weirdo fucking extremist dumbass black out there, or for every woke ass LGBT black out there, endless of whites coming out in celebration of the death of Charlie Kirk. Endless. And they would be extremes on the left, just like you got extremes on the right, which the extremes on the right is they think that their race is fucking innocent in all things and everything. They think they're innocent in all things and everything, and they project and they'll lie, sit there and blame every other fucking group, but they will not come to the fucking conclusion that they do with every other fucking group. Because whenever it's another fucking group, it's about race. But whenever it's about 5 out of 5 of these last fucking mass shootings that also were targeting children, targeting Christian children, trans. They all 5 overwhelmingly are represented by whites. All the last 5 mass shootings by these trans people were people who were white. They probably didn't want to be white, but they were white. 16 out of 16 assassination attempts and assassinations on U.S. soil was done by whites. So before they were trans, before they could make up the excuse of being trans, white people had a fucking problem. Let's continue.
So don't use your what about this? The fact of the matter is the both sides argument not only doesn't fly, we don't care. We don't care about your both sides argument. That shit is dead. For one thing, there is no cognitive dissonance on our side. On your side, your beliefs do not match reality.
So reality benders, Greg, is that what you're calling them? Because that's what I've been calling them. I've been calling them that shit for over 7 years. Again, I have no ill will towards any group or any race. I am indifferent towards everyone. I judge people based on their character, as everyone should. As every fucking one should. But again, sometimes you gotta put boots to asses. Charlie Kirk is a problem. What happened to Charlie Kirk is a problem. If you've ever seen Star Wars, I'm not a Star Wars person, but I remember there was two dudes fighting. And I know he was fighting Darth Vader because of course we know who Darth Vader is. And Homeboy was fighting Darth Vader, holding his own, and then he just stopped fighting. And he said, I think he said, if you strike me down, I will become more powerful than you can ever imagine. I think those was the exact words. I hope I nailed it and didn't butcher it. Those were his words. And apparently it came true. Everything that happened bad towards Darth Vader in the end, or his redemption or whatever, was because that man became more powerful, I guess, when he died than when he was alive. And that's exactly what's happening with Charlie Kirk. And here's the truth about it. The extremes, far right, which has absolutely no business on the right, that's why they're called the extreme right, but they, let's be honest here, they have nothing to do with the fucking right. Right? We're not talking about the fucking cheerleading MAGAs who are only doing it because it's like political college basketball for them. And their fucking morals is just that they don't want to be considered the left. So they sit there and prop up Donald Trump like he's a fucking god, which is fucking cringe and weird as fuck, right? Or the supposed people who are pro, what is it? Christ is king, and they'll put up all of this patriotic shit, but all of their ideals is the opposite of what America stands for. I mean, for fuck's sake, Charlie Kirk, the death of Charlie Kirk, they actually got upset at. And I got some screenshots of it. They're upset that Charlie Kirk died because it takes away from their narrative. And what their narrative is they want people to be at each other's throat and they want to start a race war, which again, they will not win. So what they do on these platforms, what you're seeing because it's not just only the left fucking celebrating. In fact, the reason why how I found out Charlie Kirk died was as soon as I opened up my Twitter, my phone went straight to the For You, and they say if you don't interact with it, you don't see it. It was a far right page that put up a video of the girl who got stabbed on the train, and I'm looking at Charlie Kirk. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I saw his fucking neck explode. It wasn't a lefty that did it. Lefties were doing that shit over on Reddit, but the far right was doing that shit to I don't know, energize their fucking following. And I remember being fucking, you know how when you're so fucking tired you can barely see? I could barely see when I saw that shit. I was fucking screaming. I was screaming like, yo, what the fuck happened when I went to sleep? But more so, I know that this shit can't be real. Please tell me this is fucking AI. You actually have them upset that Charlie Kirk died because it takes away from a race war that they want so badly that they will fucking lose in and lose their country. Let's finish this out.
So you're coming up with these rationalizations like, what about this or what about that? We're not doing that because we saw it happen. We saw a young, bright man assassinated, and we know who did it. We are not coming up with rationalizations. We are calm, we are honest, and we are resolute. We're not defensive, and I understand the defensiveness. I understand why people are saying, what about this and what about this? Because if you have to face the underlying fact to this, your life is going to fall apart because you're going to realize you're not the good guys. If you sat around and you defended the mutilation of children.
That's what I've been saying about a lot of these radical whites. All of the shit that's happening, all of this fucking immigration grooming gangs, all of this fucking crime, how did the criminals get released back on the street? Who said that all these fucking refugees of able-bodied men should be able to skip all of these other fucking countries and come straight to these other countries? Who are the ones voting this in? Who are the ones sexually assaulting all these fucking kids, pedophiles in these fucking schools? They're not the good guys. No one is the fucking good guy. You can be a decent guy in this day and age. I think I'm a decent individual in this day and age. But the reality is sometimes you gotta put boots to asses and they hate you for it. They hate the truth. And when you do that, you expose them as the same exact monster that killed Charlie Kirk. The same ones that all have Charlie Kirk in their fucking profile pretending that they give a shit are only using that man's name to continue to push their fucking ideology. The same dudes walking around here with AI generated pictures of Trump with two guns and an American flag in the back absolutely don't respect what America even stands for, what America was founded for.
You're not the good guys. If you sat 600, 700 cases of harassment against Republicans, and you said, but what about this? What about this? And then you see this murder after calling somebody a fascist, you realize maybe I'm not the good guy. That is a hell of a realization to deal with. So therefore, Therefore, you have to grasp at rationalizations. You don't have to do that, Jessica. They do. I don't believe you're part of that group, but why the hell do you have to mimic and echo that crap to us? He was a patsy. That guy was a patsy. He was under the hypnotic spell of a direct-to-consumer nihilism, the trans cult, and you know that. If you can decide that biology is false, you can agree that murder.
He also had two trans lovers, so he was a profound furry enjoyer. A furry is a person that's into animals, sick fucking individuals. He had two trans lovers, which again, I don't give a fuck who you fuck, suck, or circle jerk. Just don't shoot fucking people. And don't go after children. It's not that fucking hard. But again, here's the point is, they are overwhelmingly represented by whites. Now, not all whites. Of course not. But this is something that, again, if this was any other fucking race, sorry, group, because we're all the same fucking race, we're all part of the human race. And sometimes I have to catch myself from saying shit like that. Even though they claim that blacks are not part of the fucking human race, we're close to the fucking monkey. Which actually is funny because they actually, it's funny. Have you ever heard the thing where they try to sit there? You have those racists try to sit there and use blacks are not, they're not human. They belong to chimpanzees. Apparently, white people are closer to chimpanzees than blacks. Ain't that crazy? Anyway, this guy was into fucking furry shit, which is porn. Let's be real here. It's fucking porn. I've never met a person I never met a person who claimed to like furry shit who was normal. You know what I'm saying? Had two trans lovers, two men who wanted to transition into women. And again, let's be real here.
Murder is okay, and that humanity is expendable. How you cannot see that alone and see that for what the evil it is without having to attach all of these other things is beyond me.
I just want to be clear. I want to let people speak. I in no way intended at all to minimize what happened to Charlie. I was horrified by it. I have not been on the five
but
since
the two
then.
sides argument, well, it's like pig Latin to a duck.
No. All that I was saying is could we have all of the information before you just say they did this? Because that is a broad brush to paint with this. And this kid
Let's have a conversation.
No.
Charlie had a conversation. He got shot. Look, I'm sorry, Jessica. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You weren't here for a week. You came in here and it's cold. And I'm sorry, but this is a story that is immune to news cycles. It's immune to rationalizations. It's immune to bias. This thing is with us for good. And we all have to deal with that. So that means we can't live by the same arguments that you might be reading about relativism among the media. We can't deal with those stories. It doesn't matter. The media is dead to us on this story. They built this thing up. We're dealing with it. We're going to act. We don't care what the whataboutism is anymore. That shit's dead. Sorry. For the swearing as well. I apologize to the American public. I'm going to shut up for the rest of the show.
When you push somebody too far, even individuals like this come with an unrelenting zeal. Be like Greg. Don't allow yourself in your anger to get radicalized on the other side. There was an individual recently that, I said something recently on Twitter, and it got a lot of fucking racists upset because they were showing a video of a rage bait content. And what rage bait content is basically it's content that is curated only to make people upset. And the saddest thing about it is it's becoming more and more popular. And all groups of races, all group of people apparently do it because it's easy clicks and it's a way to make money. So they put it up. So you had this account named Grifty that put up this video. And I called this video out because I seen this video 3 years ago. They basically, what a lot of these fucking accounts do, their whole goal was to push division and pour gasoline, but they want other people to start the fire. Their whole goal is to watch the world burn. They don't care about winning or losing or who gets hurt. Their whole goal is pain and suffering. So I called that video out. And when I called that video out, I had a bunch of fucking people, mostly white, though I had a Native American dick sucking, which was weird as fuck to me. And they were saying, oh, prove that it's not fake. And then they will put up a picture of some fucking weird black fucking meme picture. And I'm like, okay. So I ended up getting like 120 likes. but there was like 70 fucking 9 comments. I believe like probably 25% of them was me because boy, I was fighting the motherfuckers in there dolo. Like, you ever seen the movie The One with Jet Li in the end? It's a dope ass ending. So in the ending of the movie The One, Jet Li has to fight, I believe, to become number one so that he can go back to the human realm. And so you got all of these people. I think it's supposed to be hell. And they're like, oh, look, fresh meat. And Jet Li turns around and he's like, I'm nobody's bitch. You're my bitch. And it just ends with him fighting on top of like a pyramid type platform. And he's fighting every fucking comer. And that's pretty much what the fuck I was. Because I'm not gonna sit there and let anybody do that shit to my detriment because they're not really there to learn. They're not there to discuss. They're just there to try to hurt you. The post got community noted, because of course it did, and Grifty deleted the fucking post so that he can move on to the next thing. And his post was titled, what was his post titled? If I say the word, I'm gonna get banned. But the video was fucking fake. And this is the thing. Somebody said to me, be careful because what was it? So JXR said, most of us are in the middle in a constant battle with mobs from both sides. By the way, I never say black people should or need come together anymore. But there's a group of people trying to tell black people they'll never be politically accepted by white conservatives. And I don't think that's true. And you can come over by yourself. Man, black people fucking know that shit. You have more decent black people that know that. I mean, shit. I know someone's gonna get mad at me for this. You know how they sit there and they go, black people invented everything. Well, blacks invented the conservative party. This is not a lie. I know there's gonna be somebody upset about that. Blacks fucking know that. You want to know the saddest thing is? The saddest thing is you have black kids who are not interwoven with white kids and white kids who are not interwoven with black kids. You want to know the most amazing fucking experiment I've ever seen? Get a white kid who have black friends. I guarantee you that white kid will never become a statistic. I guarantee it. If you never hear about white people getting attacked by blacks if they got black friends because the black friends is like, yo, we gotta get the fuck up on out of here. Yeah, this is a bad situation. And you sitting there go, come on, Jill, let's talk it out. While your boy Tyrone is like, nah, brother. Hey, Jill, we getting the fuck out of here. Let's go, buddy. We leaving. Again, there are certain things and we need each other to progress. Anyway, I talked enough. That's the video. Catch you guys next time. Peace.